Oasis are nearing the end of their Live 25 reunion tour, wrapping up the Australian leg of the tour and gearing up for the final dates of the run in Argentina, Chile, and Brazil. And in the midst of all this Live 25 reunion awesomeness, fans are still asking one question: will Oasis tour in 2026? Let's break it all down. Hey everybody, it's Nick here with you. Welcome back to the channel. To say the Oasis Live 25 reunion tour has been an incredible experience for fans is a huge understatement. We have seen the most epic biblical gigs we could have ever imagined, and naturally, Oasis fans want more. And it looks like we are going to get more. Let's break down the facts. The biggest indicator that we're going to see Oasis live again next year is just the massive success of Live 25. From the moments the tickets were announced, this was always going to be the biggest ticket event of 2025. But now that it's almost over, I think most of us fans can agree that this tour has been even more successful than anybody ever thought. Not just in terms of money made or the sizes of the crowds at the shows, we Oasis fans have experienced musical history happening in real time. From singing all the classics at the top of our lungs, to partying with our fellow Oasis fans, to doing the Poznan together, to the sheer euphoric feeling of seeing the band back together on stage. The Live 25 tour has been a life changer for many around the world and a moment in time that we'll never forget. So the Live 25 tour has been absolutely phenomenal, and I have a hard time thinking that Oasis want to mess with that momentum. Before we continue, guys, if you like this video, if you love Oasis as much as I do, make sure to toss me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that. And if you like what I'm doing here on the channel and you want to talk more about our favorite rock music, make sure to smash that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. All right, let's get back to it. And the band has been making some hints online as well. Well, maybe not the entire band, mostly just Liam Gallagher, who is a master tweeter and also a kind of a master bullshitter on Twitter and X. But you know what? There are always some kernels of truth in Liam's tweets. When one fan on X complained that the Hindu Times wasn't in the Live 25 set list, Liam replied with, "Chill, Winston. It's not even halftime yet. It's a tour of two halves," which heavily implies that Oasis will keep going in 2026, and this year's tour was just the beginning. However, this tweet was made back in October, which was kind of the midway point of the Live 25 tour. So Liam could be talking about the halfway point of the current tour. However, when it comes to the set list, the band hasn't messed with it at all during the course of this entire tour. The entire set list has stayed exactly the same. So if we are going to hear the Hindu Times live, chances are it's going to happen next year. But of course, these are just tweets, so we have to take them with a giant grain of salt. But the thing is that Liam Gallagher has been making major hints on stage at the reunion shows. So I don't really think he's trying to hide anything.
Champagne Supernova, see you next year.
I absolutely love that video of Liam giving himself a slap on the hand on stage for talking about too much. I think that is just classic Liam Gallagher. So even though Liam likes to pull people's legs and sensationalize everything on social media, he's giving us fans a major hint that Oasis will be back in 2026. See you next year. So let's just say that Oasis will be touring in 2026. What does a Live 26 tour even look like? Of course, this gives the band a chance to hit parts of the world that they missed the first time around, notably mainland Europe, where they didn't play any shows this year, as well as other key stops in the UK and North America that got skipped during Live 25. Even though they have covered a lot of the world on the first tour, there are still lots of places for them to play. A lot of fans have been speculating that Oasis will celebrate 30 years of their famous Nebworth shows in 2026 by returning to the site of those epic gigs. We've seen rumors of it everywhere online, from bookers, reporters, and others on social media. When fans think of the most epic Oasis gigs, Nebworth is always at the top of that list. It's one of the most mystical, magical moments in Oasis history, and fans became even more obsessed with it after the band released the Nebworth documentary in 2021. As awesome as it would be, I think it's still somewhat doubtful that Oasis are going to return to Nebworth in 2026. Don't get me wrong, I do think that they're going to tour next year, but I don't think that will necessarily include Nebworth. Like, I don't really know how strong or credible the rumors that are out there have been, but I think that if Oasis do tour in 2026, specifically in the UK, I think they can do something cooler and bigger than Nebworth, even though I don't really know what that would be. And I have to admit, as much as I would be the first person to buy tickets for the Live 2026 tour if they announced it, I do feel like it would make the shows that we went to this year slightly less special. Yeah, if you've seen my videos of me going to the show in Toronto at Rogers Stadium, it was one of the best days of my life. I have my commemorative shirt here, and I guess I could buy another one if they come around next year. Seeing Oasis live in Toronto was the absolute highlight of my year. Not just a musical experience, but a spiritual one, and I'm so glad to have those memories. But if they came back in 2026 and did the same thing, it would start to feel like less of a special experience and a little bit more run-of-the-mill. I have no doubt that Oasis will continue as a band, but if they just got back to business as usual, I feel like it would take away from the special feeling that we felt this year as Oasis fans. So if they do tour again in 2026, I think it would just be to hit the places that they missed in 2025. So to help preserve the event nature of the shows that we went to. Like, don't get me wrong, I want to see them live again for sure, but maybe in another year or two to help preserve the specialness of the Live 25 tour. And if they do tour in 2026, I hope we hear a change in the set list. The Live 25 set list was pretty much perfect, but still focused on the band's first 3 records, the type of set list that hardcore and casual fans could all love, and rightfully so. They zeroed in on the Oasis songs that everybody in the crowd would love. But I would love for them to give their post-2000s work a little bit of love in the set list. As much as I loved hearing songs like Bring It On Down, Fade Away, or Half the World Away on the tour, can you imagine the crowd response if they played songs like Go Let It Out or The Hindu Times or Lila? As much as I love the 90s stuff, there are still some post-2000s hits that would be absolute bangers live and would get the crowd going even more. So if they do tour in 2026, they got to add some other stuff in, which Liam already hinted at in his tweets. I also want to hear some new Oasis music in 2026. I think 2025 has been a great year to relive past glories and enjoy all those Oasis classics and really just reestablish Oasis as a musical force to be reckoned with in the modern day. But if they continue, they really have to give us some new tracks. It doesn't necessarily have to be a full album, which is what I think most fans would prefer. I would be happy with a couple of one-off singles, but when you think about it, with the strength of the music that we got in Liam and Noel Gallagher's solo careers, to not release new music, I think would be a huge lost opportunity. But even if the band doesn't continue in 2026, which I think they totally will, there are still some Oasis releases ready for next year. We are definitely getting a Live 25 live album featuring some of the live tracks released on streaming earlier this year. And it's already been confirmed that Peaky Blinders creator Stephen Knight is working on a documentary film of the Live 25 tour. So even if we don't get another tour in the flesh, we can still relive the glory that was Live 25. But now I'm going to turn it over to you guys. What do you think? Will Oasis tour again in 2026? I think I'm leaning towards it's definitely going to happen. We'll see where and when it's going to happen, but I think it's going to be a given that Oasis will tour again in 2026. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure to toss me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that. Make sure to smash the subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos, and I'll see you guys again for another video here on the channel. Until then, rock on, everybody.